After Work with Tucker Iverson.
Oh, thank you. All right, welcome to After Work with Tucker Iverson, the only show that we write after our real jobs. So this will be probably a little different than the shows that you've seen on late night. There's a couple key differences, and I'm going to go to my trusty PowerPoint to show you guys. Okay, so some key differences between our show and other late shows. One, I have a really big head, much bigger than any of the other late night shows that are out there, and especially Conan O'Brien, who has a very small head. So for an example, this is me making a normal hat look like a yarmulke. And this is Conan O'Brien in the exact same hat. Yeah. Okay, number two, the second biggest difference between, I'm going to take that again. The second biggest difference between our show and other late night shows is that I am 3/8 Chinese. Okay, so, and I looked it up, and none of the other hosts are even a little bit Chinese. So to see that in graph form, this is my ethnicity in graph form. And this is a graph of all the other hosts and how Chinese they are. Not Chinese. Okay, so to recap, 1, I have a giant head. 2, I'm 3/8 Chinese. Okay, 3, other shows have big budgets, right? So that'll be different. For example, I'm the Photoshop guy for our show, and I make Photoshops that look like they were made by a trained monkey. So, for example, the Conan O'Brien Photoshop from earlier. Not a good one. Okay, and last, some other late night shows can, I think, focus too much on politics, and they forget to make it funny. So this one will try to make it not as explicitly political as the other shows, but we will still be making fun of politicians. For example, Mitch McConnell, who looks like if you microwaved Bill Gates, or Senator Roy Blunt, who smiles like the Grinch. But, so those are the 4 key differences between our show and other shows, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Johnson & Johnson are seeing early successes with their COVID vaccine, as their immunizations do not need freezing and require just 1 shot instead of 2. Meanwhile, the third Johnson, Brad, is seeing early successes with his iguana farm, as his iguanas do not need mating encouragement and require just 1 heat lamp instead of 2. Chess Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura began the final round of a tournament last week with a series of moves called the Bong Cloud attack, which many criticize as disrespectful to the game. "You haven't seen anything yet," said Nakamura, unzipping his pants to reveal a fresh tattoo of 2 rooks Eiffel towering a bishop. Yeah, that was my Photoshop. All right. Paris is re-implementing their ban on group sizes of more than 10 people. So Parisians, as a rule of thumb, try to keep your gatherings smaller than Gerard Depardieu. Ted Cruz is reportedly upset that the cast of his favorite movie, The Princess Bride, is reuniting to raise money for the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. Oh well, at least he still has his second favorite movie, the scene from Titanic when there aren't enough lifeboats for the poor. Okay, here we go. A study published Tuesday in a renowned biology journal details the discovery of a new bird that produces a distinct chirping sound by rubbing its wings together. So, a cricket? Last week, Taylor, one of the brothers from the 90s boy band Hanson, announced that he and his wife are having a 7th child. Stop. J.K. Rowling's new book involves a man who wears dresses to kill women, promoting dangerous stereotypes about trans people. It's called Harry Potter and the Quickest Way to Lose 20 Years of Accrued Goodwill. In better news, Activist Sarah McBride became America's first trans state senator last Wednesday, which is a good indicator that another one of J.K. Rowling's Horcruxes was destroyed. Bring me the state senator's head, Nagini. Nagini! That's my favorite Photoshop. Okay. Estee Lauder will launch some of their beauty products into space for the astronauts on the ISS to use in filming commercials. Unfortunately, the shipment was intercepted by an extraterrestrial with now flawless skin. Jean-Brice Dormant of the aircraft company Airbus hypothesizes that planes could save up to 15% of gas if they fly in a V formation like geese. Hoping to get in on the brainstorm session, JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes said, "Oh yeah, totally. And I also noticed that geese leave droppings all over the local soccer fields. Maybe there's something there too." New radar scans have revealed that the Holy Grail may be located underneath a crypt in Poland. A sentence which, if said 3 times, instantly wakes Nicolas Cage from a dreamless slumber. The secret lies with sausage. New Jersey farmer Lorna Roberts claimed this week in an interview that lavender has massive health benefits, citing the fact that doctors from centuries ago used it to treat the plague. "All right, gotta go restock on leeches," she said, adjusting her bird mask. A massive motorcycle rally in South Dakota may be the source of up to 265,000 positive cases of COVID. But at least they got to hang with their buddies and look super awesome on their bikes. And finally, NASA scientist Dr. Paul Chodas believes that a booster rocket from the 1960s may enter Earth's orbit soon. Dr. Paul Chodas also believes that people should focus more on his accomplishments instead of his name, which again is Dr. Paul Chodas. And that's the monologue. Now a word from our sponsors.
This week's episode of After Work with Tucker Iverson is brought to you by Bee Undies. Tired of having your bee stingers just hanging out for your buddies to see? Help that bee queen to hide her bee peen and try Bee Undies. We're also sponsored by Kids Teeth. We sell kids' teeth. Just don't ask how we got them. After Work with Tucker Iverson.
So our next segment is called Amazon Reviews for a regular product or an adult toy. We're doing good so far. By the way, if you hear a man's laugh or a reaction, that's my dad, because I'm shooting this in my parents' basement. So, and if you don't hear it, that means that I'm no longer allowed to shoot this show in my parents' basement. So fingers crossed you hear that laugh. All right, now on to Amazon Reviews. Okay. Adam says, 5 stars, great gift. Got this little guy for a cute girl for Valentine's Day. She loved it. And it's a llama. Oh, cute. My Shanae says, amazing, amazing, I love it. And it's a wand massager. Rachel G, very disappointed. 1 star. This lasted 10 minutes before the twist it mode stopped working. Amazon won't allow me to return the product. Very disappointed. It was a bop it. Tammy, good quality. Came quicker than expected. Give 5 stars. It was a microphone for kids. Now for the picture section. What is this? It's a garlic peeler. What is this? It's a dildo. And what is this? It's a whisk. Dawn Whitmoyer says, it doesn't work. Size 11-inch. It doesn't work when you buy it. You need to use it very gently in case it falls apart. The same whisk. Linda Harlow says, too floppy. Also 11-inch. It was what I needed, but is too floppy. The same whisk. Christopher says, 1 star, sticky. It gets sticky quick. Lube. Musical 1 says, gag and regret on first taste. Protein powder. It's organic. Suzanne, not for me. Didn't like it. Sent it back. Doesn't pound evenly. It's a meat pounder. Jessica says, small dolls. Very small dolls. Look so much bigger in the picture. Dolls. Still creepy, though. Amazon customer, nope. Actually, this thing was too small in scale that it gave me the creeps. Small, meaning childlike. Grossed out, won't be using it. It's this thing. Okay. And finally, A. Willman says, 1 star, useless item my penis wouldn't even fit. This item would not fit my penis. All the openings were too small. I returned this item so I could get my money back. This item was worthless, for crying out loud. The openings were too small for my penis to even fit. I'm done buying sex toys. I'm sticking to masturbation from now on. What a useless item. It's an easy bake oven. Thank you.
Everybody, sit down and shut up. It's time for Rail or Plug.
Rail or plug, both are things that can shock you.
All right, cool. Time to save the show.
All right. Tuck, just thanks. Want to say thanks for giving me a chance to, do a segment that speaks to me this week. As part of my plug or rail segment, I'm going to be railing against catheters.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if we have time for sure.
Okay. Catheters. I first learned about these guys freshman year in an anatomy and physiology class. There's a little diagram for those of you who don't know exactly what it looks like. Just look at that. You want that? You want that up in your business? You want that up in your business? I don't think so. Nope. So, for those of you that have not had the displeasure, a catheter is a hollow tube that's threaded through the urethra for medical reasons, specifically when a person is having trouble passing urine. If you're saying, Kyle, that picture, it looks like there's a balloon in there, you'd be absolutely correct. Part of it is a balloon that they inflate inside of your bladder to keep it from coming out after insertion. Okay, cool.
Hey, fellas. Anyone know when Rail or Plug comes on?
Rail or plug, it's rail or plug.
There's a lot to worry about in this world. So one of our writers, Laura Gilbert, has some helpful tips to help you stop worrying.
Stop Worrying with Laura Gilbert.
Hello, I'm Laura Gilbert, and I'm here today with a list of tips I've compiled to help ease your worry and sort of freshen your mental landscape in the age of anxiety in which we're all living right now. It's hot. If you're worried about climate change, and you should be worried about climate change because really we are many years too late to stop the momentum, we're headed for sort of an inevitably catastrophic place. It's going to be bleak, and we should have done something years ago. But if you're worried about climate change, sometimes I think it's fun to substitute a playful thought such as, we are not sure that animals can't read our thoughts. Think about that for a bit. It means that your dog and your cat, your ants on the ground, birds in the sky, sea mammals, and fish, they know what you're thinking. They could, maybe. They know your secrets. It's possible they know all of your secrets. Or maybe this is actually a better strategy. The other night I was up late. I was up at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, a little bit of sleep, up again at 4. Just decided to get up at 5, because why not? But I was worried about the election. That's ultimately what the point is. And because it's a very dire situation. We are in a dire situation. Everyone needs to vote. But that's not what this segment is about. I'll tell you what helped me. I instead of thinking about the election, I thought about a nice gem from my childhood. Something happy. And I thought about my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Jertlin. And she was a delight. She was just a pure delight. She had beautiful hair. She had a sweet voice. She knew how to sing and play the guitar. She taught me how to read a clock, not just the number, the circle one. And she cared about spiders. She said, "Don't kill spiders." And she had a hacking cough, I remember. And she had it was a deep cough, like sort of like the croup. We used to be friends on Facebook. For a while we were friends on Facebook, but her profile's gone now. And where is she? Right? Where is she? Who's with her? That's what I wonder. Who's with her? The tea is pungent. It's made from seeds. I have a friend who told me to make this tea from seeds. That's not one of the strategies for dealing with worry, because this tea has done nothing for me. What's interesting is that there's a theory about possible worlds, and I'd like to talk about this for just a second. I don't know where Mrs. Jertlin is now. I wish I did. If you're watching this, contact me. I want to know if you're okay. And if the possible world theorem is that many possible worlds diverge from this one. So, there's a possible world right now where, of course, I am friends with Mrs. Jertlin, and we communicate. But that's not the one we're in right now. The one we're in right now is where I pitched this segment to Tucker. He said, "Yes, you can do this segment." He said, "Go for it. Give it a try. We'll see how it, not many people watch the show in the beginning anyway." And I was thrilled about that. But there's a possible world where I pitched the segment to Tucker. He said, "No." And in that world, I would have my feelings hurt. And maybe there's a chasm in our friendship. It's like crazy. You can't access these other people that you are. They all diverged from you. There was a point where you were all one person, and then your decisions sort of fractaled off into these various different worlds. And there's a world where my dad's still alive. Maybe his addiction is still really ruining the family, but he's still alive. And is that something I wish for? I don't know. We can't know. I could have become a vegan 6 months ago when I watched this whole documentary about how that's what's best for the environment, which, to bring it back around to climate change. And I didn't become a vegan because I'm worried about being deficient in vitamin B and vitamin D also, because you can't get enough of it. When you live in a city, you're deficient in vitamin B. I hate to break it to you, but you're deficient in vitamin D. And if you take a supplement, it's not absorbed by your body. Okay, so, and you're also iron deficient, which means bad for giving blood. We got to be giving blood in this possible world.
Stop Worrying with Laura Gilbert.
I like to make a point of interviewing people who actually make a difference in society. None of this, who's the next celebrity to hook up with the other celebrity, okay? I don't care, all right? And neither do my viewers, okay? So next I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Robert Rigslinger, who in 2025 will become the first man or woman to walk on Mars. Thank you, Robert.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show.
Of course. So when did you find out you were going on this mission?
Yeah, about 6 months ago. And don't tell NASA, but I had a couple beluga beers to celebrate. The cheapest beer on the American market.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell NASA, all right?
The great thing about beluga beer, it's 18% alcohol. So it's like drinking liquor, but with the price and taste of
cool
beer.
All right, cool. I feel like that's probably enough about the beer, right? So I got to know, what are you going to miss most from Earth?
Yeah, my 6-year-old daughter, she's growing up so fast. So while I'm up there in the stars, I'm just going to miss so many moments. So I'm really trying to cherish the time I had with her now. Like the other day, we went to the grocery store together, and I absentmindly reached for a leading competitor's beer. She said, "Daddy, don't you want to be my hero? Why don't you grab a 6-pack of beluga beer instead?"
Wait, sorry, your 6-year-old daughter said that?
And she has a good point. With Beluga's Green Initiative, beluga beer makes the planet and your body feel good. It really is the beer for heroes.
All right, we get you like the beer, man, and it kind of seems like you're sponsored by them, but can we please just go back to talking about space, okay? My viewers want to hear about space.
Tucker, all right, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to miss I love my family, okay? And I'm going to miss my family, okay? And I love beluga beer, but so talking about it helps distract me from that reality for just a second. Of course, you're right. Let's get back to talking about space.
Okay, thank you. It's just this interview is really important to me, right? I love space. My viewers love space, so we don't want to hear about some beer, okay? So you're going to be traveling for 3 months on this shuttle, right? What are you going to be doing?
Yeah, lots and lots of studies. We're seeing how long-term space travel affects the human body, see if it's possible to grow plants in low orbit. And I'm also personally really interested in seeing how space affects taste bud activation.
Oh, taste bud activation. That's cool. Wait, hold on. This isn't like a beluga beer thing, is it, man?
Of course not. It's science. Important science. Science about taste. Science about if beluga beer tastes different on Mars than it does on Earth. And I really think that you'll still be able to taste the hops as they cascade through your mouth despite the lower gravity.
Stop talking about this beer.
Which beer? Beluga beer?
Yes, beluga beer.
Did you say beluga beer? Damn, I heard that's a really good beer.
Okay, you are a public figure, okay? Millions of people know who you are, so answer my question seriously, okay? Everyone's gonna be watching this interview. You're gonna be the first person that's ever going to set foot on Mars, and that matters, right, man? Okay? What are you gonna say when you get there?
You know, Tucker, I couldn't agree with you more. The words I say are going to echo throughout time. So I've been thinking about what I'm going to say for a very long time.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
When I first stepped foot onto the red planet, I'm going to turn towards the camera. I'm going to say, I hope this moment unites us. I hope this moment makes us realize that we're all brilliant, beautiful human beings together on Earth. And I know that I'm standing on the shoulders of thousands of giants to get here. So cheers to all of you. I'm going to click open a beluga beer.
What?
And I'm going to
stop. Okay, please stop. No.
Everybody, sit down and shut up. It's time for Rail or Plug.
Rail or plug, both are things that can shock you.
So that it gets lodged up there, so that even if you're tugging at it, it's not going anywhere. It is lubricated, but to me, that's as reassuring as telling me that you're gonna be putting a bendy straw up my dick hole, but it's okay because you're gonna put Vaseline on the straw before you put it up there. The bottom line is that 1/3 of us are gonna need to use these things at some point in our lives. 1/3 of us are gonna have trouble passing water. So I wanted to present some solutions so that we don't need to use catheters as we approach the later stages of our lives. One, massaging the inner thigh. That's one thing that'll do it. 2, exercising. Seems simple enough. Other perks. 3, placing a hand in warm water is actually proven to help you pee as well. So just wanted to say thanks, Tuck, for having me on.
I don't know if we'll get this one in the actual show.
But okay, we'll see.
Hey, fellas. Anyone know when Rail or Plug comes on?
Rail or plug, it's rail or plug.
I think you'll like this one. It's about brave celebrities promoting a good cause. Check it out. As we all know, the world has been crushed in recent years by the swift decline of pirate culture. It started with the 4th and 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movies, which were bad. It was followed by the downfall of Somalian pirates, poster boys for pirate culture throughout the 2010s, who had their reputations smeared by that total hit job, Captain Phillips. And maybe, worst of all, the Pittsburgh Pirates aren't doing their part, sporting a 19-41 record, making Pirates look weak and like they can't even play baseball. But there's a bright spot. Today at After Work, we're proud to highlight the brave celebrities that are donning an eye patch in 2020 to raise awareness for pirate culture. They're trying to bring pirate culture back to the public eyes. Or should we say, public eye?
to all the brave celebrities bringing pirate culture back in 2020.
Want to know how I hired my writing staff? Check out this next video.
My name is Tucker, and I'm looking for writers. But I'm picky. I'm looking for a room that writes good jokes, lets me take credit for their work, and honestly, it wouldn't hurt if they're easy on the eyes. I'll be using the format of MTV's Next. I'll interview each writer to see if they're a good fit, and if they're not, I'll say next to their face and move on. Let's get to it.
Yo, what's up, Tucker? They say in life you get 200 points just for filling in your first and last name, but my last name's Kennedy, so I get 400. Let's do this.
Yeah, what's up? Some people say I'm like the old lady from the nursery rhymes. If she had sold her house and turned it into a motel because I'm a shoe-in. Anyway, some people say I'm way too cocky. What did I just say? They're scared of roosters. Cuckoo!
I'm the author of the book, Would You Care for Seconds? Aggressive Strategies for the Second Date, which helps serial daters nail the all-important second date. I'm hoping I can use my anecdotally proven techniques to crush this interview.
Yeah, so I'm Jack. I actually went to high school with Tucker, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. We were friends freshman year, and then this like crazy rumor started that Tucker actually creamed his jeans during the homecoming dance. Classic. Tucker became a loser. I became popular. I mean, it was a whole thing. Tucker does not know I started the rumor, so hopefully he does not figure that out.
Hi, I'm Laura, and I'm gonna, can I do the beginning again? I just feel like I can do it better than that. I want to come across, hello,
I am Jenks. I got into an accident with a bear, so I cannot turn my camera on. Hopefully that does not cost me the job of my dreams.
One by one, I'll call them into a Zoom room and interview them individually. Okay, let's get to it.
Say you write an episode of the show. That episode gets nominated for an Emmy Award. Who should win the award, you or me?
Nice. Well, it says it all in the name. M-E. Me. What a great joke. So when do I start?
You're not going to start. Next.
Oh, no. Mr. Cocky.
No, whatever. Okay, who wants to see you next?
Hey, Tucker, it's so great to see you for a second time. Did you get a haircut? It looks way better.
Thank you, but I don't actually think that we've met before.
Oh, yeah, so last time we spoke, you had such a funny story about your family. Do you have any of their names?
Thank you. It was pretty funny. Wait a second. No. I'm sure we've never talked before.
Hey, so I know this is forward because this is only the second time that we're meeting like this, but do you want to come back to my crib? I have a dog.
A dog is... Wait, next.
It felt like we were on a second date, and that date was going well, but the interview was not.
I got into an accident with a bear, so I can't turn my camera on.
You got into a car accident with a bear? Next.
Look, I need a writer who knows better than to let a full-grown grizzly take the wheel while they catch some shut-eye in the passenger's seat on the way to a nice big cabin upstate or, whatever that situation was.
Okay, Jack, let's cut the BS. All right, we went to high school together. Do you remember in high school a certain rumor about me?
Yeah. So, and
that's what I thought. Okay, next.
This kid named Paul Dean made up this rumor about me that I creamed my jeans at the foam party during winter formal. And that rumor's followed me around my whole life. And Jack's never wronged me. He's always been really, really nice to me. But I can't risk that rumor getting around again. So for that reason, I had to next him.
So, Tucker, to answer your question, yeah, there are definitely perks, but it also gets pretty stressful having the public constantly scrutinizing my every move.
That does sound hard. But also I didn't ask you a question.
Oh, Sorry, I thought you were asking about what it's like to be a Kennedy.
Next.
Look, we can't have someone on the team with more clout than me, okay? And he's a Kennedy.
I definitely know how to have a good time. I for sure know how to have a good time. But sometimes during the good time, if it's so good, and it often is, I'm thinking, well, when is this good time going to end? How much longer do we have in the good time? And what did we do to make this good time so good so that we can recreate it the second time, to have many good times? And that's the goal.
Okay,
and
next.
Look, when people worry, they get warts. That's why they're called worry warts. And I don't want those types of people on my show. We don't want Junie Cortez writing for After Work with Tucker Iverson.
Hi, sorry, I'm last.
Well, I said next to you.
No, that there isn't a next. You said no to everyone, and with no writers, your show is it's not going to be a good time. Do you want to? If you're going to have a bad time.
Okay. All right. That's a good point. Okay, so we'll.
In the end, I hired them all. Even that weirdo Jenks. Even Jenks.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for watching After Work with Tucker Iverson. I've been Tucker Iverson. Hope you enjoyed it. If you can, like, subscribe, comment, hit the little bell to get the notifications. Watch some suggested videos on the side. See you guys next time. Bye. Thank you.